Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. It's Miriam here at Paper Wheel Studio. I'd like to start off today by thanking all of my subscribers, especially any new ones that I might have out there. We are just a few subscribers away from getting to 200, and when we get to 500, I've got a pretty fun giveaway planned. So like and share. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. It helps to get my videos out there for more people to see. Today, I needed to create myself a journal. So, I have this box here. Some time ago, I covered it with the backside of some tiny, I think they're tiny scrapbook papers I have. They're not quite all staying down, but I only use that to cover up the coloring of the book. I'm going to put another cover on top of this. So I thought I'd bring you along today while I prepare my cover and show you how I'm going to bind this together and how I'm going to make this neat little journal here. It measures, for a start, it is 7 inches tall, just almost exactly 7 inches tall, and about 4 3/4 wide, or no, 3 3/4 wide, just shy under 4 inches. So I just want to get it covered today and pick out some papers, and I don't need my papers to be double for this one, because the method I'm using, I can use single-sided paper in this. We're going to use tab binding. I saw Tony do this on her video once. She used a different kind of tab, and I'm going to use my neutral whale tail tabs and see how this turns out with the whale tail tab binding. Because the paper I want to use on this is like printed on newsprint, and I really want to use this on the front. I think this is one, I want to say Cara Brandon Creations, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if you know whose this is, please write below or comment if it happens to be your digital. I apologize, I don't always write down when I get my digitals. I know I should, but majority of them will come from Etsy or freebies that I find out that people offer on their Ko-fi sites through YouTube. So I've got some just white, these came out of a really old journal book. So I think what I want to do is cover this with this page first and then go back and put the newsprint over it. So I'm going to start with my glue stick, and I'm just going to spread glue all over at least one side of this. Now, I don't think it really matters which is the front and which is the back until I get to my digital. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cover one-sided glue, stick down this paper, and then I'll do the spine and then the other side in 3 different steps, just so I can make sure things get pressed down here good at the center and things are going to stay stuck. This is a journal I'm making for myself. So I haven't done that for a while. I've been making journals for others, and now I just want to pull a neutral journal together to put some of this lovely ephemera that we have been making in. So that's what I'm going to do here. These are the kind of journals I like, though, when you just pick up a journal cover and just start creating. No plan for it, no plan with any particular digitals, just kind of using whatever you might have on hand, be it book page or whatever you would happen to have. So let's see here. Let's get down the one side here, and I'm going to put it down. And then I'm going to turn it over and really press it in. I'm going to leave myself an inch on that side after I got it stuck down. Yeah, right. That's the good thing about glue stick. You can pull it back up and adjust if you happen to need to do that. So I'm going to leave myself a good inch on there. that side, and that'll give me a good inch on the other side, and we really don't need to do a lot of cutting with this. We'll kind of center it here on this page. There we go. And now I can come back in with, well, since I didn't bring my scraper with me today, I'm looking for it nearby, and I'm just not seeing it, y'all. So I guess it's going to be scissors today. Aha, wait a minute. I have some credit card pieces within reach, believe it or not. Because I keep them in a little drawer here at my desk. And then when I need a glue spreader of any kind, I can yank one out and use it. So I'm just going to really press down on this, going towards the center and pressing it into that fold. A lot of glue in that fold when I did the gluing, so we want to make sure we get a good press down there and get any air bubbles out. Still going to see some where I overlap those papers underneath, but I think once I get the next layer on there, those will be pretty much, you won't be able to see them, I don't think. Just my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see mighty soon, that's for sure. Well, weather in Mid-Ohio Valley today. Let's see. We are, guess what? Is anybody shocked? We're expecting rain. I think that's been our springtime for you. Lots and lots of rain. Rain, rain, go away, as the song used to be when we were a kid, huh? But it's not supposed to hit here till 4, and it's earlier in the day now, and there actually is a good bit of sun shining, so good day if you had to get some yard work done on the day, because it's kind of, I haven't been outside, but it seems like it's not hot and humid or anything. It'll be up in the 70s, but it's going to be a nice breezy day until it rains. Maybe the rain will pass us by. It's been known to do that with some of our thunderstorms that we have gotten. Alright, so let's get this spine down next. And I'm just kind of rolling my book as I go and gluing it down as the paper's folding, because I don't want to have to come back and give it more folds in the future. So I'll just press all this down along the spine, kind of closing that a little till I get my fold this way in it. Pressing it down good. Now I'm going to come back and lift this part up, come over to here, and for some reason, whatever glue I put on that, man, is oh, because I put it on the paper. That's why, Miriam, you put it on your paper for some reason. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I gotta be honest. I'm kind of functioning on, actually, I didn't sleep a wink last night. I couldn't sleep. I must have slept too long yesterday, and it really influenced my sleeping schedule last night, so I just didn't get any sleep. Yeah, that's a funny noise. Sorry about that. Just pressing this down in with my fingers along the spine, you know, giving it a good fold there so the paper doesn't tear or anything. I'd rather when you open it up to have a little bit of a wrinkle there than to have it tear when I go to fold it. And that'll give us a solid surface for this newsprint paper to glue to. Alright, so now I'm going to taper my corners. And I want to make sure it's going to, you know, go all the way out here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll be okay there. Since this is not the final cover. Alright, your scissors. Let's get you guys trimmed and get you folded over here. So, I think I told you about my phone getting blacklisted. Didn't say much about it yesterday, but I went yesterday and found a new cell phone, and with a different company, and have different cell phone service with a new phone number. Of course, that's a pain in the neck, as you well know. So I had to change phone numbers, and somebody had reported the phone that I bought from Amazon is stolen. After 11 months, somehow they figured it out. So I don't know when it was blacklisted. I was told by the 2 different carriers, once they're blacklisted, you'll never get it off there. So it's basically useless to me, and I'm trying to get my money back through Amazon. You know how that goes sometimes when you're trying to do a refund. Of course, they see it as over the time limit for the refund, even though it's within a year period of time. And I doubt I bought any protection plan with it, of course. But I would think if they sold it to me and it was stolen, then I would think, since it's now useless to me, I would think that perhaps I don't know if they'll refund it or not. I really don't. It's a large enough sum of money that I'd hate to lose it, but I really don't know what's going to happen now. Alright, I'm going to start with folding these pieces in here at the spine. They seem to be the ones that might give me a little bit of trouble, just because of how the paper wants to bend on the other side of this. I think it really gave me too much paper here, but when you fold it over, it's not like there's extra paper anywhere, so I'm not sure. But we're going to leave it like it is. See if I can get this to fold over and behave. Yeah, there we go. And I think this one will need just a wee bit more trimming over here. I'm going to go ahead and miter this corner as well. And let's give this a wee miter, I mean. Same here. We'll miter this one a bit. And I'm just going to go back and miter those 2 down there before I get it completely glued down also. Because I think that will help it to do better. So we'll miter you. And we'll miter you. I didn't even pay attention to what time I started my video today, so I better check my clock so that I know, huh? Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, now I know what time it is. I'm sorry my video ran so long yesterday, but that sometimes is how it is. Once you get started on things, it's a little hard to stop in the middle of something when you're recording, especially if you want to finish something and show you. So thank you for being patient for longer videos, and try to do them shorter when I can, and do things offline when I can do that, and it doesn't always work that way. So thank you for being understanding. Okay, that's gripping real good on there. I will put something down the spine prior to putting my signature in here. There's only going to be one. It'll seem like a large signature, and I just dropped my glue stick. I wish I could show you guys. It is on the floor on the top that has the glue on it, standing upright. Okay, back to white glue then. That's why I always keep extra glue handy, just in case that kind of thing happens when I'm filming, when I have runaway glue or something. Oh, I've just found my scraper too. Not sure I can reach it, but I just spotted it. It didn't hide forever, huh? Okay, I'm going to put this under my mat so I'll be able to find it when I'm done. Get the tiny little scrappy pieces off here. Here we go. Now, some people use score tape when they're covering things like this. I don't. Just a preference, I guess. I have used score tape on some items and some pockets and things in the past. And what I found is that I did scrapbooking with it many years ago. And I found a page that I did at a scrapbooking conference thing I went to. And lo and behold, the score tape or adhesive tape or whatever kind of adhesive tape stuff I use, the adhesive had already released itself, and the pieces that I had glued down previously were no longer glued down to the paper. So, and I've heard other creators online say similar things about it, so just don't really like to use it much, or I use up what I have. If I'm just making some ephemera pieces or something, try not to use it where it's going to have to be. And if I do, then I like to put some glue with it too. We're going to do the top and bottom, or the bottom and the top. Right now, it really doesn't matter which is which. There's no right way or wrong way, up or down. Give that a little more white glue there, since it didn't quite stick very well with that glue stick. Didn't put enough on, apparently. There we go. So did anybody do anything fun for Mother's Day? My kiddos came over. I call my kiddos, but it's my son, his wife, and my granddaughter. I probably told you all that before. Can't remember. That's what happens when you get to be my age. And you're not out there working in the public. That's what I'm trying to say. Out there working in the public and with other people. Your memory tends to go sometimes. I don't understand that, because I try to use it every single day in crafting or in other things that I do. But hey, just the way it happens, I guess. Just how it goes. Alright, so let's get the glue on the paper this time. After this crafty session, I think my glue bottle might need a little more glue. It's burping some air out. For the most part, I'll be using single pages in this. However, some of my digitals, I might double them up so that I can create a pocket within the page. So that is an option you can do when you're making this type of journal. I'll show you what I mean when I start adding pages. So stick around if you're not sure and don't understand what I just said. Stick around and you will be able to see what it is that I do when I'm picking out the signature and how I'm doing that. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do top and bottom, whichever it might be, and then we'll pull the side in. Okay. Okay, there's one. Don't run away, glue. You stay put this time. The glue stick will come back on his own. You don't need to chase after him. You guys probably think I'm nuts talking to my stuff, don't you? But that's okay. That's what I do all the time. I'm not crazy till it talks back, right? It starts talking back to me, and I start telling you it's talking, and you might think I'm crazy. You might not want to do anything, but anyways. All right. Anyway, my kiddos came over for Mother's Day and we had lunch together after they had gone to their church services. I can't go out anywhere with the foot like it is now since I gotta keep it elevated most of the time. I can leave it hanging down a little, but to actually go out to a restaurant makes me nervous because the tables are often lower, for one thing, and having to keep my foot that low the whole time would be difficult for me. When I got home for looking at my cell phone, it was very, very sore last evening, so I don't want to do that again. But that was kind of a necessary thing to have a phone, I think. And there wasn't anything I could do about it over the phone, so. In fact, I went there and came right straight home. Didn't do anything else, go anywhere else. Decided where I wanted to go look and went and came home. Okay. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably going to empty that white glue out. But after we get the cover on, we're not going to need much more glue because we'll make a template and I will start. I'm not worried about this quarter up here like that because I can always glue a piece of paper and this paper may likely cover that without any problem. So I must have cut that a little short, but that's going to be my inside back cover. I just decided, so we're good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this piece my actual cover. Now I have a very nice flat white background here, and I really, really, really want to try to get the butterfly on the front. And if I do that like this, then I have enough to cover my back side and fold in as well. So I am going to just very carefully take my paper and fold it over where I want it to fold to, leaving my flower on the front and most of my butterfly at the top. So the other thing is, I don't know if I want to cut that butterfly at the top in half, so maybe I could just fold him over, perhaps. Either way I go, I'm going to have to include that butterfly, a little bit of him, but that's okay. It's all right. We're likely we'll put quarter rounders on it. It won't make much difference, but man, I didn't fold that piece straight. Oh my heavens, Miriam. That was not a good job at all. So let's line up my edges and see if I can do a better job at this here. Okay, all right. Now, really wish I had my glue stick. However, I think what I'm going to do is get my clear glue and I'm going to spread it out on here, all over after I get it on here. And it'll take it slightly longer to dry, but I want to go over this cover with clear, oh, here's my glue stick. So that, I have another glue stick, that'll be even better. And I'm going to go over this, like I said, with clear glue or Mod Podge when I am done to help seal the paper, because this is a very frail newsprint type paper, and I just would feel better if I did that. So let's get started with just putting some glue on my paper edge, and we'll start there. See if I can manage to not drop this one. Now, likely when I put this together with vinyl together with the pages and everything, I will more than likely at that point use my white glue, or probably not my glue gun, but I'll probably be sure to use the white glue on that because it'll hold more permanently. And this will all be covered up along these edges, so where it's being glued down. So I don't think it's going to cause me any problem. I don't think it's going to come back up. I think it'll be good and it'll be just fine. I'm not sure what, oh, I know exactly what I dropped the pin to my little bottle of white glue. That is almost out. Okay, got lots on here. Let's get that edge good. So when it goes over the edge, it actually will glue some paper down to it. Get a little bit started up on the paper. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try to center it a bit. There we go. All right, I think that's where I want that. And I'm just going to fold this piece, now that it's covered in glue, over to the inside. These extra layers are just making my cover a little bit more sturdy too, by adding the extras. Okay. I love this collage. It's a piece of collage paper, but I just absolutely love it. It's beautiful. Okay. Now, see how that's not clear to the quarter edge there? I'm going to be really brave and pull this back up because I want it all to be right even on this edge. So let's try this a little bit better, maybe. Probably would help if I didn't have so many things stacked up here that I'm trying to work halfway on them and halfway off. So let me just pull my paper stack closer. There we go. Now it won't matter too much. Get rid of that. And lay these where I can reach them. Okay. There we go. I think that's even better. For some reason it looks crooked on the inside because I bet you it really is crooked. Golly, I thought I had it. I don't know why it slipped on me or something again here. So let's try this one last time. I think I'm better off to do it laying the book down like this. I don't know why I didn't catch it the last time I did it. Because I thought I had it in the right place. All the way along there. Okay, there it's on the line and there it's on the line. All right. Now that should be good. So let's press it down temporarily like that. Flip it over, and then we'll press it down with my glue spreader. In other words, an old credit card. Something you could scrape your papers with. I have a brayer, but I just don't. It's not within reach. I didn't think about it before I started filming, and that's usually what happens. So... Alright, so now I'm going to cover this front side with my glue stick if I have enough on here. Think about these little glue sticks. They don't put out enough glue at a time, do they? And you end up using them up so fast. I'm not wild about the little ones, but I have some that I want to use up, so trying to do that when I can. And since this will get Mod Podged over, I don't think it really matters how strong the glue stick itself is. So let's just pull that on over. And try to get up to that edge good. And I want to make sure I'm glued all the way up to that edge. Good. And we'll go ahead and fold my paper like that and press that edge right down into that this time. That way maybe I don't end up with this. It's because I did it while my book was laid, almost, well, it was closed. Yeah, that's what we did, didn't it? Wasn't it? That's why it did it. All right, let's do the spine next. I'm not going to worry about if the same thing happens with this other paper. Can't change it now. Do the best I can and try to make it look pretty, and sometimes it works and other times not so much. Alright, so we're going to just roll it over that way. Open it back up so I can make sure that I haven't got, spare paper along here anywhere. Well, I like how that spine came out like it did with those pieces on it. See that? Isn't that pretty cool? It's like it's almost made to collage this size journal. I'm sure it wasn't, but I like to think it might have been, since that's why I'm using it. It certainly was made so that I could use it on something, and it's working well on this journal, so here we go. Press that right in there like that, and then do like I did the other side. Fold it back and make sure it's pressed in real good here. Okay. And then we're going to add the rest. And I think I will have just enough to fold, to fold my edge over. So, just enough. And that'll be perfect. Sometimes just enough is enough, right? Oh, looky there. Hopefully we'll get it done with either this or I'll pull in another glue. Sometimes you gotta pull in the big ones. I should have known this was gonna be my day for strange occurrences. Like, well, not strange, or everyday occurrences, actually. But I knew it would be a day for dropping things since I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm kind of functioning on a little bit of nothing. But that's alright. Because I'll probably go to bed early tonight and feel 100% better maybe tomorrow. Better rested anyway. For the most part. Alright, so let's get you folded along the spine first. Get that pressed down good along that spine. And then we'll press it down along here. Use my spreader on it again. Almost got it covered, guys. I really hate to change that. It's doing it more in the back than even the front. So I guess I'm not really bothered too much by it. I am, but I'm not, So just gonna leave it as is. Alright, let's cut this one like we did the last one. After we fold it over, right? Almost forgot that, didn't I? Let's fold it over, and then I'll do some cutting. Ooh, look how that turned out on the front. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Love it, love it. Where'd my little blue guy go? Here you are. All right, that ought to be good for this. And I think there's just enough there that I can finish this off, this cover off with it. Now, the inside covers for this are going to be part of the signature, and they will get glued down. That piece didn't get glued very well, did it? Let's put you a little bit more down here. That way when we glue the next piece down, it'll stay down, huh? All right, so now we need to do a little mitering here and cutting. So I'm gonna cut me a little triangle here and meet at the fold line. Same here, meet at the fold line. Cutting the excess paper out. Same on the bottom, where that's actually the top now. Yeah, beautiful. I do say so myself, just beautiful. Yeah, most of the stuff that's going in this journal is going to be mainly neutral things. If I have some others, like that mailbox tag I pulled out of my scrap pile yesterday that I had cut, it won't be in this journal. Because I'm only using some neutral things, I believe. I better go ahead and miter these others while I get my scissors out. So I'm going to cut a bit here, since I got that down and didn't cut any there. Cut that, and then let's see. I want to leave a little extra there so I can fold that over when I go to do that corner. Fold that little bit over there, and that'll help cover that back top corner. I'm thinking about putting corner protectors on it, so you know, I'm really honestly not that worried. Okay, where's that fold? There we go. I'm just gonna miter this piece and then come up and trim this piece off. Do the same thing on this corner and then the last corner. In this corner we have the journal from Paper Wheels. Paper Wheels Studio. Today she is competing with exhaustion. Who will win out in this competition? Will the exhaustion win, or will Paper Wheels Studio win and have a junk journal at the end of this crafting session? Guess what? I'm going to have a junk journal. I'm not giving up till I get one. You guys remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? The little blue girl that turned into a blueberry. I want one now. Daddy, I want it now. And she talked with an accent. Hilarious. The old Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that was played when I was a child back in the early 70s, late 60s. I don't know, when did Willy Wonka, the first one, come out? I remember it from when I was a kid. And yeah, it's been redone, but all right. Any Willy Wonka fans out there? Every year as a kid we used to watch, speaking of movies, The Wizard of Oz. Every single year. Every time it came on. Of course, there were all those theories that there were things that happened on the set that you could see in the background and all that strange stuff that I never believed anyway. All right, let's see what. Mm-hmm. Not sure how long I've been here, but it's been a bit. What I'm going to do, I got it covered. I'm not going to do any decorating of my cover yet, because like I said, I want to Mod Podge it. And I'm going to show you how I'm going. So, we've got the journal covered. In my next video, I will put the signatures together and show you how to do that tab binding. And we'll get started on putting this journal together. You guys have a good day. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've not already done so, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Okay, Sharon. They smell wonderful. I mean, absolutely amazing.